If there is one message that we want to convey here at Eco Africa, is this: what is good for the environment is good for us. From the homes we live in to the public transport we use and the lessons we teach our children. If we put every environmentally responsible ideas into practice every single day, the rewards are instant. Welcome, I'm Chris Alems in Lagos, Nigeria, and joining me from Lusaka, Zambia is Malama Mukonde.
Yes, welcome to a new edition of Eco Africa. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Collecting plastic waste to help fund cancer treatment in Libya. Why traditional cave dwellings in Spain make climate-friendly homes. And how the capital of Senegal is proving that upgrading public transport is a good investment. But we start the show in Uganda. Now, climate change, as we know, poses a serious threat to the future, a future that belongs to the younger generation. So it makes sense that they should play an active role in finding solutions. Now, that starts with educating kids about environmental issues and then encouraging them to explore their natural creativity to figure out the way forward.
The excitement is palpable. The girls are on a blindfolded fruit hunt. Using touch only raises their awareness and appreciation for the fruit. Here at PMM Girls School, they're playing this game for the very first time. At Team Mercy too. Winning is always fun, and the game is also helping the girls learn about their environment.
Some of these species of the mangoes and the different fruits, they are soon getting extinct. And you find that when people eat them, people just throw away the seeds. Yet, for the generation to come, you might find when they'll not be there.
The game is organized by Girls for Climate Action, a Ugandan NGO that aims to motivate young people to get involved in environmental conservation efforts. Its Green Master program uses creativity and play to engage school children.
We trigger their emotions, and you find that they are worrying about what is happening, but then they are having hope because of the program, because at the end of the day, they're able to use what they can in line with what we're educating them to create change.
They can also try their hand at devising their own games to help solve environmental problems. Pupils from Kira College Butiki are visiting PMM Girls School to present their own invention, a basketball tool game. Made from plastic trash, this innovative solution can be set up anywhere. The young designers say the program is really making a difference at their school.
The Green Master program has helped people in our school to stop littering rubbish all over, because we've been told, advised the school, and now the water sold in polythene bags of 100 has been removed from school, thanks to the Green Masters. So it is helping, because people have stopped dumping a lot of rubbish. That's it.
The young people are proud that their inventions might also help spark change in other schools.
A small bin can get at around 100 bottles. It can clean 100 bottles in the environment, which is a good idea. Whereby in a school, if we have 5 of them, we have helped to control the improper disposal in the environment by some good percentage.
Their knowledge doesn't just stay in the classroom. The teenagers are also active in their communities.
This is making it more entertaining and more interesting, and that means that very many youths are going to come in, because we know that there are energetic ones in the community. And if they take it upon themselves with all this passion, that means that it's going to solve the whole problem.
The Green Masters program, actually it's a good program because it has helped us to know about our environment. First, mostly they brought skits for the students to play, to educate those people in the villages how to improve their environment. The problem that most villagers people do is cutting down trees, which is bad. Cutting down trees, it leads to drought.
30 schools in Uganda have taken part since 2016. The program lasts for a year. At the end of it, students present their projects to a jury in the hope of winning the Green Master Challenge contest. All the participants get a certificate.
Thank you.
Ginger City's environment officer would like to see the same kind of program here too. His team often have to pick up litter in the park despite the trash cans here.
So this intervention is helping to change the mindset of the children with the hope that what they do while in the schools or during the training, they'll be able to replicate it. And this is indeed true because this kind of skill changes the mindset or the mentality of somebody. Even when he goes up and becomes an administrator somewhere, he will be a caring person.
Some, like Atim Mercy, clearly care already. She likes writing poetry and has already written a new one.
I think after cutting down trees, building on wetlands, releasing chemicals into water bodies, releasing poisonous gases into the atmosphere, that nature will just smile and laugh at us? No, that's not how it works. When we take care of the environment will take care of us in time. So you scratch the environment's back, the environment will scratch yours. So that's my poem.
After the fruit hunt, the students plant trees in the schoolyard, like mango or papaya. Since the start of the project, 1 million trees have been planted. One day, these trees will pass on their fruit, just as the young green masters pass on their knowledge.
You might have heard the expression, one man's trash is another man's treasure, but it can also be another man's treatment. Our next report takes us to Libya. Years of conflict have left the healthcare system in bad shape. We meet someone who has found a way to help people get medicine they urgently need while tackling plastic pollution at the same time.
He just couldn't bear it anymore. The mountains of plastic waste piling up in his town, Al-Qums, southeast of Tripoli. So retired teacher Mustafa Balhai launched an NGO that collects, compresses, and sells plastic waste for reuse in Europe. In war-torn Libya, still racked by political instability, waste management and recycling is not a priority.
If garbage is properly utilized to the fullest extent, it can generate incredible returns. I hope the state moves towards building garbage recycling plants. It's urgently needed. I hope the state provides these factories because we currently export this waste abroad, when we should be benefiting from it here in our country.
Libya creates hundreds of thousands of tons of plastic waste each year. Most of it is buried or burned, contaminating water, soil, and air. In 2018, Mustafa Belhaj launched an awareness-raising campaign amongst young people involved. Dozens of volunteers joined his waste collection effort, eager to bring about positive change.
People welcomed this grassroots initiative. For them, it was better than displays of weaponry. There was strong support for it.
With the project making the equivalent of about $4,000 every 3 months, he then came up with an even more ambitious idea to use the proceeds to fund cancer treatment. More than a decade of civil conflict and economic crisis has destroyed Libya's health services. The supply of critical medicine has dwindled, sending prices soaring. And doctors are in short supply. At the National Institute of Oncology in Misrata, the country's biggest center for cancer treatment, over 30% of the costs are covered by donations. Fatima Nasr and her daughter Farah traveled more than 1,000 kilometers to reach this hospital. The 4-year-old has been diagnosed with uterine cancer.
Unfortunately, there's a severe shortage of medication, and chemotherapy drugs are extremely expensive. There are many people who cannot afford treatment. It's a very large amount of money. The last dose of chemotherapy that I bought for my daughter cost about 2,000 euros. It's extremely difficult given our limited income.
Mustafa Bilhaz's NGO, the Al-Humus Oncology Patients Association, currently recycles about 3 tons of plastic and cardboard per day. The revenue supports about 40 cancer patients each month.
I hope to open a branch in Tripoli or Misrata, these big cities. I hope it catches on and that this initiative reaches all of Libya.
Helping even more vulnerable people that can't afford medical care and cleaning up the environment at the same time.
Now to Kenya, where housing is in short supply and getting more and more expensive, especially in the capital, Nairobi. An added problem there is that there's also limited land for new buildings. So what affordable options are out there?
So this is a 20-foot container. It's a low-cube container. You can see it from this dimension. It was manufactured in 2008, so this is about 16 years old.
Africa's population is growing and urbanization is on the rise. In Kenya alone, more than 250,000 new homes are needed each year. Recycled shipping containers could help solve the housing problem and provide an alternative to building materials that take a high environmental toll, such as concrete and wood. A number of companies are now exploring their potential. Grace Adiambo buys decommissioned shipping containers and repurposes them.
After collecting our boxes from Mombasa, we moved them to our premise, which is where we are sitting at right now in Nairobi. When a client has a need, they come, make a selection. Then we follow it up with a design, and they can make their deposits. We start construction.
It's a low-cost option compared to a house of bricks and mortar.
Container homes as a solution has a number of groups as clients. Young couples who are just thinking of home ownership. Then we have people who are on lease piece of land, people who have not yet been able to buy their own spaces.
Containers have long been used as temporary housing solutions in many parts of the world. But increasingly, they are also being fitted out to service as permanent housing. The average lifespan of a shipping container is 12 to 25 years. As homes, they can be used for another 25 years or more. But if they are going to last, proper maintenance is key.
Biggest maintenance that you can do with containers, especially if you've not cladded the exterior, it would be to spray paint. So after a few years, you'd want to spray paint and just take care of the rust in case you have any that is coming up.
Affordability and flexibility are some of the main advantages of the container homes. And for many buyers, the speed with which they can be refurbished is another plus.
I didn't have time to do the traditional house. I've lived here for the past 4 years now, since 2020. This is 2024, and so far so good. It's an ideal living space. I'll advise anybody who wants to have something like this to take it head on.
But the containers do have limitations. Key factors to take into account, especially in a climate such as Kenya's, are ventilation and insulation.
This is a work in progress. Before this gypsum insulation is a styrofoam insulation. We also use rock wool insulation in some instances. We've also done electrical wiring and fitted the aluminium windows plus grilling.
Smart design is crucial, says Grace Adiambo, to ensure the structure is stable, that heat is efficiently dissipated, and there's maximum light. Finding ways to convert containers into housing options is still a work in progress, but one with potential.
Those containers look quite cozy, but could you imagine living in a cave? We go now to a corner of Spain where people have been dwelling in caves for hundreds of years. You might think that doesn't sound very attractive, but temperatures around the globe are rising as a result of human activities, such as the burning of fossil fuels. So living underground might have a number of advantages.
As the many chimneys suggest, these are no ordinary hills. These cave houses are in Guadix, southern Spain. For Mari Carmen, the cave's constant temperature of around 20 degrees Celsius is just right. She's proud of her climate-friendly home. This is the kitchen. And here, come with me. Here we have a bedroom, the master bedroom. It's a good place to sleep, cool in the summer and warm in the winter. The caves have a very big future. Central heating? No need. And that's despite the rather chilly winters here. A blessing for Mari Carmen and the 4,500 cave dwellers of Guadix. Some people think it's a hole, the kind you might find a bear in. In the past, the caves were just painted white. There was no water, no electricity. Today we have everything, thank God. It was the Moors who first dug out the clay hills over 500 years ago. Today, the caves are a highly revered cultural asset. And an inexpensive housing option. Jorge Herrero grew up in a cave house himself. Today, he digs entirely new caves and extends existing ones.
The caves are cheaper and consume much less energy. There's no need for air conditioning or heating. Caves are the essence of nature. They're unique.
For Jorge, there is no home more sustainable. Walls and ceilings alike, all is provided by nature herself, and everything he removes is recycled.
We simply dig a hole in the ground. That's why it's cheaper than building a house. We don't need a roof. The hill is the roof. In everything we excavate, in our case clay, we turn into tiles or bricks. This cave will have tiled floor made from the very material we dug out here.
The underground homes are increasingly popular, and they come in all sizes. Juan Calandria is an architect. He and the cave dweller Rafael Medina want to promote this ecological and economical form of housing.
In future, caves will become more attractive, as they have a direct impact on the fight against climate change. There is no concrete here, no steel beams, no energy-intensive materials are used at all.
This was once a small cave, but we extended it bit by bit to 250 square meters.
Very few cave dwellings have property deeds. In fact, living underground is often not regulated at all. But the region of Andalusia wants to change this, paving the way for the whole continent.
It can be transferred to other regions. After all, in Europe, there are many like this, with sedimentary rock.
Underground homes can be built wherever ground conditions allow. Homes like that of Mari Carmen, who has lived in caves from an early age. My whole life, I was born in a cave, and after I got married, we moved into this one. I wouldn't swap a cave for a normal apartment, not for anything in the world. Mari Carmen and the cave dwellers of Guadix are leading exemplary, sustainable lives in a form of housing as ancient as it is future-proof.
Traffic in Africa's capital cities can be a nightmare. The obvious way to improve the situation is to encourage people to leave their cars at home. And that means expanding public transport and making it more efficient and electric. Dhaka in Senegal is showing us how it's done.
New traffic lanes, not for cars, but for a fleet of e-buses. It now takes half as long to travel across Dakar. With tickets costing between 60 and 80 euro cents, passengers welcome the new service. With other means of transport, it takes at least 2 hours to get from Dakar city to the end of the line. And another benefit is that you feel safe on this bus. The new service is really useful because it cuts the journey times. And that's really important. The electric buses are better than cars that run on diesel or petrol. There's also air conditioning in the bus and plenty of room. Dakar's ambitious Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT project, is a public-private partnership supported with international funding. After 5 years of construction, the first e-buses were launched in 2024. The fleet now numbers 121 and connects Dakar's 14 communes. It's already had a positive effect. Now many people are leaving their cars behind to take the bus and avoid the traffic jams. This is a step towards a better infrastructure in our country. The city is now also more bike-friendly. A wide cycle path has been installed that runs parallel to the new bus lane, in a move to motivate more people to switch from cars. Ibrahima Goué has been cycling in Dakar for a long time, mainly for work, and it's not without danger. You have to weave your way between the cars, which is really dangerous for cyclists. In Senegal, people drive very recklessly. That's why I'm really happy about the new cycle paths. It's much safer and easier to avoid accidents. Dakar's e-bus infrastructure is unique on the African continent. Other major cities such as Accra in Ghana and Nairobi in Kenya are keen to follow suit. There are just too many cars on the streets of Africa's big cities. Dakar's fleet of e-buses is operated by the Senegalese company Dakar Mobilité. The state has a 30% stake in the company. The new service is part of the government's strategy to reduce gridlock and pollution in the city. The e-buses significantly cut carbon emissions and improve air quality. According to studies, the e-buses enable CO2 savings of up to 59 million tonnes per year. The fully electric buses are powered by solar-generated renewable energy. Dakar Mobilité is also responsible for servicing and maintaining the fleet. In keeping with the green concept, even water usage is sustainable. To minimise the negative impact on the environment, our new car wash system works with a machine that recycles the water. This allows us to recycle up to 80% of the water used to clean the buses. The new system has also opened up job opportunities. Mamadou Diallo is one of the 750 people who have found permanent work with the BRT. After a short retraining programme, he began working as a bus driver. At the end of his shift, he recharges the battery. Vehicles that run on diesel or petrol, combustion engines, cause noise and air pollution. With the e-buses, there's less of both. And that's also important for us bus drivers. They're better for our health. The new bus system is a huge improvement for the city. And this transformative shift has even been recognised by the International Institute for Transportation and Development Policy with its 2025 Sustainable Transport Award.
That's all we've got time for. Has something inspired you? Let us know. We love hearing from you. You can write to us at eco@dw.com. You can find more stories about sustainability on our continent and beyond by searching for Eco Africa Online. I am Chris Elems. Hope to see you again next time.
It's been a pleasure hosting the show this week, and also it's goodbye from me, Malama Mukonde, in Lusaka, Zambia. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.